Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Welcome to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. Aries, you are up for the April Tarot Energy Reading. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. And also, happy birthday to all the Aries out there. We should be in Aries season right now. I believe Aries season starts on the 20th or the 21st of March. And I forgot what today's date is. I think it's the 21st today that I'm recording this. So yeah, happy birthday to all the Aries out there because we are entering Aries season now. Aries, I'm doing just a short reading. I'm using the Kipper deck. I'm using the King Solomon Oracle deck, which this is my first time using this deck. And I'm using my Korean tarot deck. Lots of K's. King Solomon, Kipper, and Korean. And then I'm using the Little Witch tarot deck for clarification if needed. But I'm not going to pull that many cards. The energy that I picked up is sort of like the get out of my way energy is kind of what you're probably in right now, is what I picked up during the pre-shuffle. And I believe like with the new moon energy, because we have a new moon in Aries on April the 1st. And that is like full steam ahead. But for you, it's just sort of like, get out of my way. I'm looking to get things done right now. You're not focused on all this other stuff. It's like you have other things that want your attention. You just don't have the bandwidth to give it to those things, if that makes sense. Like, you may have people in your life that would like to spend more time with you, or would like to hang out, or would like to do this, or would like to do that. But if it's not connected to your goals, you're not really focused on it right now. It's sort of like, I have a plan. This is my plan. This is what I'm starting. This is what I'm doing. And you're sort of in that energy right now. So yeah, let me go ahead and get to this and see what we get. I'm going to start with the King Solomon. May I have the energy for Aries for April? May I have the energy for Aries for April? May I have the energy for Aries for April? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is it that Aries needs to hear? May I have a card for Aries? What is it that Aries needs to hear? May I have the energy for Aries for April? What is it that Aries needs to hear? And also, as I always say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it is not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just the person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards. You know your life situation better than I ever could. May I have a card for Aries, please? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is it that Aries needs to hear? Thank you. All right, so we have one card here, number 21, and I'll discuss in a minute. Also, I want to take a card from the Kipper deck. What is the energy for Aries for April? What is the energy for Aries for April? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is the energy for Aries for April? What is it What is the energy for Aries for April? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is the energy for Aries for April? Something told me to take these two because they got knocked over. Okay. When I was splitting the deck in three, I accidentally hit these two cards and something told me to take them. So you have number 20 again. Wow. 21. You see that? And this one is family room. Aries, there may be something going on in regards to family. Just throwing that out there. And then 38, toil and labor for the Kipper. Okay, let's go ahead and take something from the Korean deck. May I have the energy for Aries for April? May I have the energy for Aries for April? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is it that Aries needs to hear? May I have the energy for Aries for April? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is it that Aries needs to hear? May I have the energy for Aries for April? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is it that Aries needs to hear? What is it that Aries needs to hear? May I have the energy for Aries for April? May I have some cards, please? Thank you. You have asking for forgiveness number 20 and 38 came out again. So you have doubles. 21 and 21 on the King Solomon Oracle and the Kipper. And then you have 38 on the Kipper and the Korean deck. All right. And what's at the bottom of the deck? Number 80, Moon Jar. Is that 6 or 8? 8. Moon Jar 8. All right. Let's start with number 21. I have to get my booklet because, like I said, this is my first time using this deck. Wow, and it went right to it. Okay, I like that. Okay, it says situation. A straightforward, unrestricted outlook in preparation for changes that will occur. Favorable occurrences and positive progress can be expected after taking responsibility. Be ready to accept what's coming to you, for better or for worse. It says person, a responsible person, someone who is very calculating and realistic, does not take unnecessary risk. Advice, take responsibility for your own success. Examine all facets of the situation. Take a risk only after calculating every possible outcome. Behave responsibly and realistically. And then it says inverted, but it didn't come out that way. So for this Aries, one thing with Aries is one of the cardinal signs. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And cardinal signs are they're the leaders of the zodiac. And one thing about us, because I'm a Cancer, one thing about us is that we'll just run right on in there and do that. So when we're running in, we don't always get all of the information, and we should. So this is saying if you have a goal, make sure that you get all of the information before you decide to go gung-ho into something. Make sure you're getting all the information. Don't, because I know you're in that energy of get out of my way, and you're racing towards something. But you want to make sure you have all the information. So I'm tempted to sort of title this that, make sure you have all the information, because that's what this card is talking about. It's talking about a favorable outcome, something working out in your favor, as long as you do the proper calculations. Instead of you having an idea in your head and then you just acting on it, it's saying take the idea that you have, the goal that you have, think of every possible way that it could go, and then choose the best way. And more than likely, that will bring success to you. is what this is talking about. As for the family room and toil and labor, I'm looking at this. Some of you may be working hard because you want to expand your home, or you're working hard. This is random. I just heard this. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Some of you are working hard because you don't want to be at home. Whatever Aries that resonates with, because you know if you work overtime, you don't have to go home. Maybe there's something going on in the home and you just don't want to be around the energy. And you're just like, you know what? They're giving away overtime this week. Let me work an extra 2, 3, 4 hours this week of overtime so I don't have to be at the house. I just random, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So that may be going on. And for others of you, some of you are working hard because of family. Because you're providing for your family, or you're looking to start a family. That could be it too. I'm looking at the cards trying to see if I'm picking up anything else. Random thing too, some of you might be inviting a coworker over to your home. Someone that you built a relationship with, you might be finally inviting them to your house, but like they've never been to your house before, or something like that. Maybe you don't get close to your coworkers. You're more like, let's just focus on the job type person, and you may be inviting them to your house, throwing that out there too. But it's something involving your work that's going to affect the family, but it's going to be a good outcome. Whatever work you put in, and it's going to be a lot of hard work. Also, something told me to tell you, you have to be willing to do the work. You can't half-ass it. You have to give it 100% is what you have to do. If you give it 100%, then you're going to get a good outcome is what's going to happen. All right. And then let me do asking for forgiveness, number 20, right quick. Let's see. So it says keywords: crisis, encountering, encroaching on seemingly relaxed, composed situation. Watch out for lawsuits and or bad rumors being spread about you. I just picked up something, but let me finish reading this. Do not make it worse by acting foolishly. May have to take responsibility for someone else's fault. May have to swallow pride. A stitch in time saves 9. Okay. So this asking for forgiveness thing, going about rumors, because you are not giving your energy to certain things or certain people. Remember what I've said before. I'm sure you've heard me say this during a reading. If they can't talk, they talk about you because they can't talk to you. So if some people that you are regularly dealing with, you're not dealing with as much anymore. So because they can't talk to you, now they're talking about you. So they're making up stuff because they don't know what's going on, because you haven't been talking to them, because you haven't told them anything. So be careful about that. Do your best not to get sucked in on it. And then also Incognito King is the other one, number 38. Incognito King. Let me pull this one up. Incognito King, unfamiliar place, you have to temporarily play a different role. Learn, okay, this is, especially with both of these being 38. Aries, we gonna keep it 100. Aries are like, I don't bow to anyone because I'm me, and I totally get that. There may be a situation at the job. In order for you to get ahead, you have to deal with office politics. And you may, I'm not saying be fake, but you may have to massage someone's ego. You may have to, and it's not really in your nature. You may have to massage someone's ego. So I'm just throwing it out there because maybe you're looking for a promotion so you can expand and do stuff for your family. So that may be going on. Also, it says learn expected knowledge or information. Temporary but necessary change. You need to know the underlying problem. This is going back to what the King Solomon card was saying, is that you need to analyze everything before you make a move. We'll get to see with your own eyes what you have been hearing about. Information only imagined in your mind finally becomes real. I also feel like something is going to come to light in April as well, because going back to rumors and stuff, something's going to come to light. And then at the bottom of the deck was Moon Jar number 8. And that one is completion. Finally obtain the desired result. Second attempt will be successful without fail. Long-awaited wishes come true. Technical completion. Now at the level of a master. Wow. Unusual beauty. Nobleness that ordinary people cannot appreciate. Satisfying results. Continue inside and out in a series. So this Moon Jar 8, and then this card is saying you're going to have a good outcome. This is saying you're going to have a good outcome, is what they're saying. I don't need to clarify anything on this. I mean, it's pretty straightforward for this. The thing that will determine that is that you analyze everything and always look before you leap for that. And I know, like I said, you're in that get out of my way energy right now. But whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, you're going to get it done. And going back to the work thing, yeah, you may have to temporarily massage a boss's ego, or even coworkers, building up the coworkers around you, where they say, massaging the coworkers around you like you're building camaraderie, where they're coming to your, I don't want to say defense, like they are not testifying. What's the word? Not guaranteeing. There's a word I'm looking for. What's the word? They are not pleading. All of this stuff is making me think of court. Maybe there's a coworker that maybe get caught up in a court matter, because court stuff is coming at me and they mention court in one of these cards. If any of you are dealing with court, there may be something where your coworker is your witness that testifies on your behalf. Random. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Just want to throw it out there though. But as for at the job, there may be a thing where endorsement, that's it, where your coworkers are endorsing you because you've built those relationships with them, where they're like, hey, Aries deserves this promotion or whatever. So keep that in mind. Anyways, that's all I got. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.